in the corn in the bin, I was catching up on some news, and lo and behold, an article I read on Fox News says that YouTube will be reinstating their conservative creators that were banned over the past couple of years, mainly those that were banned during COVID for telling us the truth. So people like Dan Bongino, who apparently I didn't realize was one of the biggest voices on YouTube, one of the biggest conservative voices. So yeah, he was banned. I don't remember all the others. I know my channel was throttled in the way it was promoted on YouTube because my views dropped tremendously during COVID. Not sure why I didn't get banned from them, but anyway. But I guess these liberals are looking in the mirror now and saying, oh, wait a minute, we can't say anything about Jimmy Kimmel because we were the ones that started this shit 5 years ago. Well, actually, it started before that with Trump, with Twitter banning him during his first term. When was that, in 18 or 19? So yeah, it was the liberals who started the censoring of free speech. It wasn't the conservatives. And as the story came out yesterday, there was no pressure from the government to take Jimmy Kimmel off of the air. It was Disney themselves who decided they needed to take Kimmel off of the air. Well, number one, Kimmel isn't funny. I miss the days of late night television, the days of Johnny Carson and the early days of Letterman. Letterman there towards the last couple of years, he started getting political and liberal with his views and people that he had on and his commentary. So I had to stop watching him, and I just haven't watched late night television since then. You know, I enjoyed getting in bed at 11:30 or 12 o'clock with the television on to watch Carson or Letterman. I never was a fan of Leno. But just to unwind for 30 minutes to an hour, I just wanted some entertainment that I did not have to think about. I didn't want politics thrown in there. And late night television has gotten so far away from that now. So I'm hoping that, well, Colbert has already said that his show is being canceled come next May. I'm not sure Kimmel's going to make it until the end of the year. Disney has said he's coming back starting tonight, but then there's already two large ABC affiliates that have said, nope, we're not airing Kimmel until these differences are ironed out. So Sinclair and Nexstar, I think, are the two groups, and between them they own 60 stations, I believe. And they're saying, nope, we're not putting them on our stations, on our ABC stations. So yeah, all those conservatives, liberals last week, the mainstream media or the lamestream media, saying, oh, the government is crossing the line here. They're overstepping their boundaries by canceling Kimmel. No, look what Biden's government did. There is proof of that Biden's government was going to Twitter and was going to YouTube and these other social media platforms and urging them or threatening them that if they did not take down all of the quote-unquote disinformation and misinformation about COVID and the vaccines and the masks, then they would have hell to pay. In fact, that article I was just referring to where YouTube is referencing or or saying they're going to bring back the conservative creators. In that article, they admitted, yes, the Biden administration pressured us to remove content during COVID. So far, I don't think there has been any news that the Trump administration is pressuring any of these social media platforms or television stations to censor anyone. Yeah, the FCC chair said there would be hell to pay last week if things didn't change, but that was just a statement that he made on a podcast. I'm not sure that he's actually contacted any of these companies and said, straighten up your act. But he has a good point with those licenses that the FCC issues to the over-the-air television stations that says, yes, you are here for a public service. You do have rules to follow, and they have the option to enforce those rules and take away their licenses. I'm just so sick of the liberals and the left. They're just insane. They have no common sense. There's no talking to them on these issues. I am going to have right about 150 bushels to the acre in this field. I've got about 6 acres here, and I'm going to end up with about 950 bushels out of here, so just a little better, and that's accounting for the moisture. So it'll be just a little bit better than 150 bushels to the acre. The thing I've got to be concerned about is the next couple of days of rain that is being forecast. I'm putting this in the bin at 16.5 to 17%, so I'm going to be limited to how much I can run that fan during those rainy days. And I'm really not sure. Let me pull out my phone here and look at the forecast. Oh, okay, it looks like maybe they've changed the forecast. So today, we're going to be highs in the low 80s, mostly sunny. And stay on the road here. Okay, tonight, mostly cloudy, a slight chance of showers in the evening, partly cloudy after midnight, lows in the 60s, chance of rain 20%. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a slight chance of showers in the afternoon, highs in the lower 80s, chance of rain 20%. Okay, that's not too bad. I may be able to get out here tomorrow and shell some corn. Tomorrow night, chance of showers, thunderstorms in the evening, 50% chance. And then Thursday, mostly cloudy, chance of showers in the morning, showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, 70% chance. And then Thursday night, 70% chance. Friday, showers likely, 70% chance. And then Saturday, looks like it's clearing with a 40% chance of showers. Okay, well, I may be able to get out here some tomorrow. I've got a good employee at the store tomorrow. He can probably handle things by himself for a good part of the day, and as long as I'm in there before he leaves tomorrow afternoon, we may be okay. Hey, it looks like I counted my rows correctly because I've got 6 rows left here. Wow, almost had cab corn, roof corn, corn over the top, whatever you want to call it, but I did get to the end. The Birdman showed up about a half an hour ago, so he has taken the truck back to the farm to unload, so I'm just waiting for him now to get back here. While I'm waiting for the truck to get back, let me have a little snack. I just got cheese crackers today. They're a little stale, but they've been sitting in my truck for a couple of weeks. Oh well, they're going to have to do. The jury has come back in the attempted assassination of Trump. Ryan Ruth convicted in the attempted Trump assassination. Would-be Trump assassin appears to try to stab himself after guilty verdict. What the hell? After the verdict was read, Ruth reportedly appeared to try to stab himself in the neck with a pen before 4 U.S. Marshals restrained him. His daughter, Sarah Ruth, reportedly stood up and said, "Don't do anything. I will get you out." What the fuck? Fuck. He didn't hurt anybody. This is not fair. This is all rigged. You guys are assholes. The jury was still in the room at the time. What the hell? I guess she's liberal as well. Rigged. I hadn't heard that one before as far as the Trump the attempted assassination. There is some justice in the world. President Trump meets with French President Emmanuel Macron. Trump asked if NATO should shoot down encroaching Russian jets. Answers in 3 words. All right, here comes the truck. I'm going to put my phone down.
Waiting for the right time.
I'm going to finish this field this evening. It is 20 after 6. I've got one more truckload out here to get. So I should be finished by, I don't know, about 7 o'clock, I guess. So we've got a slight chance of rain overnight. I'm trying to determine if I want to take the combine home. My grain tank buzzer is going off, but I think I can make it to the end. So I'm only about 2 miles from home, so I could take the combine home and back it in the barn, or I could just blow it off. We better bump the auger here. Because it's only a slight chance, and then it looks like tomorrow will be okay until about 5 o'clock. As far as the rain goes. Okay, and I made it to the end, and I did not hear anything hit the top of the cab. So my plan right now is to load the truck. I won't dump that in the bin this evening. I think I will go ahead and take that to the elevator tomorrow morning and then come back down here and start shelling corn. Because I am going to have to haul probably 3,000 bushels, so I can do this a couple of different ways, and it's going to depend on the weather and how much rain we get. But I could go ahead, and once I fill the first bin up, that'll hold about 6,000 bushels. I could move the auger to the other bin and put the other 3,000 in there and go ahead and get this corn out of here. I've still got probably a week or two before any soybeans are ready to cut. So while I'm waiting for soybeans to get ready, I could then go ahead and take that 2,500, 3,000 bushels, whatever it's going to be, out of the second bin. Go ahead and haul that to the elevator, get the bin cleaned out and ready for soybeans. Or I could just try to haul 1 or 2 loads of corn as I'm shelling once I have the other bin full. Once I have the first bin full. As I said, it's going to depend on the weather and what it looks like. If I could get as much cut tomorrow as today, then I could probably finish up on Friday, depending on how much rain we get on Thursday. And then I could just throw it all, in order to finish up Friday, just move the auger to the other bin. So it's going to be a fly by the seat of my pants here. It's all weather dependent. Does that make any sense, what I've just said? I'm just kind of rambling here. Okay, grain tank is full. The truck should be back here in about 7 more minutes. No, maybe 10 more minutes. I've been timing him, and he's been consistent on how long it has taken him. Okay, so now I just wait. And I can cut the machine off while I'm waiting. And I can scroll through the news and catch up on everything here. I don't think there's anything new to report since... Oh, well, maybe there is. Trump asked if NATO should shoot down encroaching Russian jets. Answers in 3 words. What would those 3 words, before I read the article? Hell yeah, that's only 2 words. Oh, hell yeah, that's 3 words. Fucking hell yeah, that's 3 words. What other answer would there be? Well, let's look here. Do you think the NATO countries should shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter their airspace? A reporter asked. Yes, I do, Trump replied. Well, I was close, right? Maybe he's trying to be leader-like since he is at NATO. I mean, not NATO, United Nations. Looks like he is stirring up a little bit of stuff there in New York with this UN meeting. Good for him. That's why we elected him. Okay, I have to mention this article. This is the headline. White House demands probe after UN escalator stops when Trump steps on. What the heck? Leavitt calls for firing, investigation if UN escalator malfunction with Trump's on board was intentional. I'll be darned. Melania went with President Trump to the United Nations today. So apparently they have both just stepped on the elevator or on the escalator when it stopped. The escalator malfunction occurred before Trump addressed the General Assembly in New York. He and the First Lady were forced to walk up the stalled escalator. Imagine the President of the United States forced to walk up an escalator. That's pitiful. My president deserves better than that. If someone at the UN intentionally stopped the escalator as the President and First Lady were stepping on, they need to be fired and investigated immediately, White House Press Secretary Leavitt posted on X. The escalator malfunction wasn't the only breakdown. Trump was forced to improvise his speech after a teleprompter froze. They got it out for this man. I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless, and that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever is operating this teleprompter is in big trouble, Trump says, drawing laughs from the crowd. The teleprompter resumed a few minutes into his address to the United Nations. This is my man Trump. I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal, Trump said. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on my way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen, but she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood, he added, drawing more laughter. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. I love Trump. I love his humor. I love his humor. Okay, I won't bore you anymore with news. Okay, one more story here. So, French President Emmanuel Macron, the 2 of them have different thoughts. Him and Trump have different thoughts on recognizing the Palestinian state. How is that? At the UN General Assembly, Macron formally announced France's recognition of a Palestinian state, insisting the move was essential to peace. Trump, speaking today, blasted the recognition as a reward for Hamas's horrible atrocities, including October 7th. Okay. So then, as Macron is leaving the UN, apparently he doesn't have a motorcade. He's walking. So Macron is stopped at a crosswalk by New York police as Trump's motorcade is rolling through Manhattan. And so the police tells him, "Sorry, President, everything is frozen. The motorcade moving now," one officer told Macron, who was visibly frustrated. And he replied, "If you don't see it, let me cross." With the road blocked, Macron picked up his phone and called President Trump directly. According to a video circulating online, the French president said, "Guess what? I'm waiting in the street because everything is frozen for you." Only after the call was the road eventually cleared. So then Macron walked through the city for nearly half an hour, trailed by passers-by who stopped him for selfies. One person planted a kiss on his head. Macron laughed off the encounter, saying, "It's just a kiss, makes no harm." So why is Macron walking? Well, that's what we do to the French, because the French would do the same thing to us if we were over there. That's good. I like that. Okay, I think I hear the truck coming. He should be here. Yep. All right. Let's get this thing going. Yep, there he is, coming around the turn.
Out here checking for loss. I don't see anything. It's not slinging it out the back. Oh, there's a cobweb. Them things are hideous. There's a couple kernels there. I don't see anything through here. Look how tall this corn is, for by God. I'm 6 foot tall. That's easily got me over 2 foot. So, holy smokes. It's a lot of, here we are in the corn maze. Sounds like something's coming. Look at these corn. The ears are chest high. Oh, Lord. Combine's coming. I wonder if he's gonna see me. See how straight he's driving. I guess. That pretty old sunset over there. But the dust is flying. That's what matters. Oh, you probably wonder why I'm smacking my lips around. It's Clay's candy. Red raspberry is the flavor. Harvest flavor is red raspberry. Clay's candy. Get it in the truck. No spillage. Good first day of harvest.
Battery is almost dead in this camera, so I'm going to wrap this up. It's going to be a beautiful sunset this evening. There you can kind of see it behind